was.
Okay. Are we on? Welcome, guys. We will wait for a few people to join us for the long-anticipated interview with Ryan Bell. In conversation, we call it.
In conversation, the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of pressure.
Fantastic. And you're going to set us up an iPad so I can see comments?
Yes.
I'll see who's there to say hello.
So that's Facebook.
It's for you, mate. Go big boy. What does that mean?
Genesis,
What?
Brianna, JP,
Jessica
Jess,
Bennett.
the wife.
Popcorn. Yeah, you want the popcorn for this one, Brianna? We're going to bring out all the stories you don't know about. We will just wait for a few more people to join. Thank you, babe.
Go to your Instagram.
The one and only Jessica Bennett. All right. We'll just wait another minute for people to join on, log on. This is going to be amazing, as we do every single Wednesday night. This is called In Conversation. Tonight we are in conversation with the one and only Ryan Bell. Welcome.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.
We've been talking about doing this for a little while,
We have.
and mate, it's good to have you on.
Pleasure to be here.
So let's get this going. What we're going to do, as we do again every week, this is an open forum. Anyone who wants to ask Ryan or myself a question, type it in. We're going to come to them. Ask any question you like. Just wait for a few more people to join. In fact, what we're going to do tonight, and our lovely Emma is not even aware of this, for those of you who threw out a question, we're going to be sending you out a $50 gift card. Emma? Awesome. So ask away. Are we good to go? Oh, we are. Excellent. Ryan, mate, let's go into this. Hold on, we just got a couple of technical issues. One second. They're going to look at the volume off that.
I need to check it out.
Oh, let's just turn off the other one. Guys, 30 seconds. And we'll come back. You know, while we're sitting here, who's joining? Leslie? Trevor? It's the Godfather.
It's the Godfather.
The Godfather has joined. Trevor, how you doing? We are just sorting out a quick technical issue before we jump right into the thick of it. Guys, make sure you tune in for the whole thing. We're going to be chatting for about an hour. Those of you who are jumping on who are good friends with Ryan, you're probably going to learn a few things you didn't know about him. Loire, thanks for joining on. We're just confirming something from a technical point of view, and then we're going to get straight into it with the real, raw questions. How's your day been anyway?
It's been good. Yeah, really good. I mean, real estate at the moment's booming, so it's been hectic. Very hectic, yeah. Yeah.
Emma, are we good to go?
It's pretty good, just don't talk too loudly because it will echo.
Okay. I have a big voice. I've just been told not to talk too loudly, so I'll soften it down.
Use your inside voice.
Oh, he's not. I don't have one. All right, guys, let's get into this. So, Ryan, a couple of quick questions to warm us up.
Sure.
Are you a beer or a cocktail man?
Definitely a beer man.
Favorite beer?
Corona.
Oh, good choice. Great choice. Okay.
With wine.
And you good?
Yeah.
I like that. You notice too, I like favorite beer too, a little bit matchy on the outfits.
I got the memo today, the sweater, the Lacoste shoes.
Yeah, all the same.
It's all happening.
Next question. You're a family man.
I am.
Got two beautiful children. Are you a let's play inside or let's play outside with kids?
Outside.
Because you grew up on a little bit of land, I believe.
Yeah, we grew up on 100 acres in Callista.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, our boys, ever since, they could start crawling, have been outside boys.
Yep.
Still love it. Trampoline, playing on the grass, riding bikes. It's good. Yeah.
Hanging from the
garage door, that's Hugo's new trick, is to get his brother to press the button for my shed.
Yep.
And as it goes up, Hugo hangs onto the garage door and it takes him up all the way up and then he lets go. So they're learning
Sounds
very
like fun.
young.
Sounds like fun. I'm sure you did a lot worse than that though growing up.
We definitely tested out our parents, yes.
It's good.
Yeah.
Do you prefer cycling along the coast because you're a big cycler?
Yeah.
Or doing mountain climbs?
My body type is more of a on the coast, but I do enjoy climbing for a heavier guy. But we're riding down at Lawn this weekend, and the Great Ocean Road is probably one of the best roads in the country to ride on.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What is that? Just a ride socially or a ride for a cause?
Yeah, it's called the Lawn to Lawn.
Yep.
So it's basically an Amy Gillett ride, which 120 k's.
Yep.
It's a team trial event. So you've got 6 riders per team, and your time is then calculated on the 6th rider coming through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Before we get into the meat, if you could have coffee with anybody, dead or alive, who's it going to be and why?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. Everyone gets stumped on this question.
That's a very good question. Who would I have coffee with? Do you know who I do like, and I do speak to him a little bit, we email occasionally, is Chris Hanley.
Okay.
Yeah, from First National.
So anybody who's ever lived in this world, you'll choose Chris. If you are ever see this is
We were
an
emailing
honour
yesterday, actually.
that out of everybody who's ever walked this planet, Ryan will choose you to have a coffee with.
There you go.
Why? Tell me why though.
I've got a lot of time for Chris.
Yep.
He's a good businessman.
Yep.
He's obviously a real estate talker now, speaker now.
Yes.
But I enjoy a real estate speaker that has actually been in the trenches.
Yep.
Where you kind of practice what you preach. He's got a great business up at Byron Bay, and I think we've always listened to Chris speak a lot, and I've always gotten a lot out of him. And I think every time we see him, we always connect well. Yeah.
I've met him a couple of times. He's a very good man.
He is. Yeah.
But it's a huge kudos to him.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Just going to jump in real quickly too. If anyone has any questions they want to shoot out, while we're doing this, is there one coming through now?
Someone wants to know.
Do your hair.
You do have good hair. I get hair jealous really easy. Mine's going. Who does do your hair?
So I look at, there's a few of the boys that I ride with that are commenting here. Actually, one guy, Nick Dombell in particular, is always amazed because I do get my hair cut every 2 weeks on a Thursday at 2:30.
Yeah.
I am a routine kind of guy, so it's always looking sharp for our Friday ride.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What sort of product do you use?
No product.
You have no product in that right now?
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, it's all
Hair
natural.
spray.
Nothing. Touch it.
Wow. For those of you wondering, it is actually all natural.
All natural.
But listen, for those of you who are going to watch this, who are watching us live, who are going to watch it after this, and they don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, a bit about your background, a bit about growing up. Who is Ryan Bell?
Well, I'm one of 4 boys, so I'm the second oldest out of my 4. My oldest brother is in IT. Obviously, I'm in real estate. I actually came from straight out of school. I started my carpentry apprenticeship, got qualified as a carpenter, started running my own business, got registered as a registered builder, and probably after, I think it was 8 or 9 years, I decided to pull the pin as I was sick of chasing money.
Yep.
Chasing money, getting the bills paid was tiring. So I called my old man one day and said, Trev, you want to come and join the business?
Yep.
And basically started, I think back in 2009. 2009 I started.
Yep.
And obviously running my own office now for 7 years, and it's been obviously going strong. I've got 2 boys, Hugo and Charlie. So Charlie's 3, Hugo's 5. and Brianna's my wife. Maybe we've been married nearly 8 years now. So
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
So you've been in business yourself personally down in Montrose.
Yep.
For 12 years.
So 7 years down at Montrose.
Yep.
And started up at Olinda with Trevor in 2009.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me when you first started your business and went on your own, right? What was probably the biggest hurdle or biggest top 3 hurdles you had actually getting either the courage or the resources to actually go back and actually do that for yourself?
I've always been a bit of a risk taker. So I actually started the business when I was 28.
Yep.
Which starting your own real estate business when you're 28 is pretty daunting.
Yep.
But I thought I'd give it a go alongside with Trevor. So Trevor helped me, and then Jared joined me short after, who's my business partner. And I think the biggest challenge is getting momentum in the market. We had a strategy actually when we first started the office, and we've just recently started the Belgrave office. But the thing that worked for us, that was absolutely critical when we started, was when we started, we decided to speak to any local sporting community, any netball club, football club, whatever, and just sponsor and get up a sponsorship board. So we had boards on basically every corner of every road. And, we only had 2 or 3 listings at that time. And when people came through our opens, they'd go, "Oh, geez, you guys have a lot of listings on the market." We had hardly anything.
Yeah.
It's just I was driving around, seeing our boards, and that's what really kick-started us off. And from the second month, we started to write really good numbers, and we've been very consistent for a small office for 7 years. Yeah.
So how many in the Bell group now? How many offices are there?
There's 6 in the group. So there's obviously us, Montrose, Olinda, Belgrave, Emerald, Yarra Junction, and Warburton.
Okay. Yeah. And who was it that planted the first Bell real estate office?
So my grandfather started it in 1973, who unfortunately passed away during COVID last year. And then obviously Trevor joined the business, I think it's 35 years ago. And his sister, she started, I believe, as my granddad's PA. So she's been in the business over 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So the business has been running, I think, now 48 years.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So real estate growing up was obviously in your blood. You saw your dad do it.
Yeah.
What was it that decided you said, "Hey, let's do carpentry instead of going down straight real estate camp"?
So my old man said to me when I straight out of school, I did say to him, "Look, I'd love to get into real estate, in the next few years." And he said, "Don't bother." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, you need to go and get some life experience." And it was very, very good advice. And I think having the experience of running my own business, paying my own debts, etc., until I was, 27, 28, I think it really painted a good roadmap for me. Yeah.
No, good. That's good. You see, we had a gentleman on here, Eric Mancini, about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. He's the same. He came from a family real estate background. He launched straight into it. But, I mean, it's something my mum always tells me is if my kids want to follow my footsteps, make sure they go out, get some life experience, especially often if you're going straight into a family business. Because you need to get out of some of the family circle, which obviously by the sound helps you a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely set me up, that's for sure. And I think Elliot, who's joined the business 3 years ago now, he did the same thing. He was an electrician.
Yep.
And all my 4 brothers, he's probably the least person I would have thought would got into the industry. Anyway, I got into it 3 years ago, and he's running the Belgrave office now. And he's starting to get some really good traction.
Yeah. So when you started your own show, you were already, or just married?
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, just married, yeah.
What was it like in the dynamics and with your wife? Is she a risk taker?
No.
Okay.
She's just a pathologist.
Okay. So what was her first thoughts when you said, "Hey, babe, I'm going to open up my own office"?
First initial response is, "You crazy?" I think for Brianna, I mean, there's no way I'd be where I am without her, because when I first got into real estate, I was on 35 grand a year.
Yeah.
Now, she was earning a good salary. She'd done uni for 4 years, and she was starting to earn some good money. So there's no way I would have survived without having her. So she kind of backed me in that regard. So I think getting from back then, getting some really good momentum up at the Olinda office, and then to pull the pin from there, because the longer you stay in an area, the bigger your brand gets. And moving from Olinda, which had been there for 25 years, to Montrose, which we had an office there 15 years prior, but things changed there. And then so going back into an area that the brand hadn't been there for a while, I think, it was always going to be a challenge. Yeah.
So there's no Brianna's just giving you a nice kiss.
It's
great to meet you too on the weekend, Brianna. So you 2 kids, married. I've got 3 children, married, running a business. It's long hours. My wife, all we would do, I'm doing without the wife that I have and the support that she gives, unconditional support. She takes on a lot of workload that I don't necessarily need to in other aspects of life. How do you say, there's a lot of people out there in the real estate game, right? There's actually massive divorce rates in real estate too.
Yeah.
It's astronomical.
It's actually probably 40% of our business now.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about real estate agents.
Oh, yeah.
So many real estate agents get divorced, yeah? How do you guys balance how we have children, you have a personal life, you have a business life, and you've got a marriage to not maintain, I don't like that word maintain, to grow and to thrive?
Yeah. I starting the business 7 years ago, I knew it was going to be hard yakka for that first 5 years. It's always really tough to get traction. 2 years ago, I made a promise to myself that I would take every Friday off, no matter what. Family time's really important. Spending time with my boys, they're very active. I know they drive Brianna insane, so she needs a bit of reprieve.
Yes.
But every Friday I take off, and Saturdays, Saturday afternoons, if I can get home as early as I can, I try to, but obviously Sundays as well.
Yep.
But Fridays is an absolute non-negotiable. And I think that's given me a bit more work-life balance.
Yep.
Because it is long hours. It's, you're working till, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and it's relentless.
Yeah.
So, but I love it.
So, Brianna, give us a thumbs up if he's ever, actually, give us a thumbs down if he actually has worked on a Friday.
In the last 2 years.
In the last 2 years only, though. We want to see if he's telling the truth here tonight. We have a secret lie detector going on here too. That's pretty good.
And as Genesis Landscapes just said, having beers with the lads as well on a Friday.
No, that's good. So, have you always been someone with motivation?
Yeah.
Or this is something that you developed along the journey?
No, I've always been a very motivated person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I think my dad.
Yeah.
And my mum is motivated. I don't mean to bag out my mum, but my old man he never stops. He's 60. He's going on 66, and he just keeps going. Yeah. He's always got things to do. He's always got jobs to do, and they say, give jobs to a busy person because I'll get it done.
100%.
And he gets it done. And I think because I've grown up with that, I think it's kind of been, ingrained in me, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't achieve any of the goals you want to have if you don't have that internal drive.
Mm.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So what are the future plans of Bell Real Estate? And when I say that, I mean, what are your personal goals inside of the business?
Yeah.
And where do you see Bell Real Estate growing to over the next 5 to 10 years? Yeah,
look, I think we're never going to be a big franchise. We're a co-op, so we're never going to have 25, 30 offices. But my goals are to keep expanding our sales team, and obviously creating a bigger rent roll, and just creating more salespeople through our band and through our network. Yeah. And I've got a great team as well. Big shout out to my team. Especially Tony, who's been with me 5 years now. She's kind of the backbone of our team. We've had a new team member, Ella, just join us, And yeah, so Tony has definitely been the backbone of our business for the last 5 years. So she's, yeah.
And notice your brother has joined us, Zach. How are you doing, Zach? Mate, he's a good man too.
He is.
He's good to meet you the other week, by the way. You're a legend. Legend. Hey guys, if you guys have questions you want to be asking Ryan, make sure you put him in there. He's promised he's going to answer every single question, so don't hesitate to ask something you might have been thinking of. We've already had a few good questions about the hair, and the truth was that he actually uses no product. Amazingly, I'm slightly jealous, to be honest with you. Mine's disappearing very quickly.
Well, you clearly use nothing.
I actually, yeah. I'm a once a week at the barber though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, once a week.
Yeah.
Religiously.
Yeah.
I like the fresh.
Yeah, you got to keep
fresh
it
blade.
Yeah.
So, tell me something, right? Building your business. I want to touch a bit more on business because I think so many people on here who watch this afterwards, they're real estate agents, they're mortgage brokers, they're people trying to start off in business. I know you touched on it a little bit at the start. How do you find it on a day-to-day process, right? You're up at 4:30, I believe, most mornings.
Yeah, so between 4:30 and 4:45, 5 days a week. Just I like my outlet outside of family, real estate, is cycling, and there's a few of the boys actually on here now. And yeah, it's my motivator. It gets me started for the day. And I don't actually cycle close to home very often, so I'm in the car meeting the boys, have a 40 to 50k ride, quick coffee, and then back home, and then get in the office.
I want you to do this question here, Ray. Mate, thanks for your question. Ray's asked, how do you manage a vendor who's not going to take your advice or who's not listening to the advice that you're giving them?
How do you manage a vendor who won't take your take your advice?
I'm assuming he means take your advice.
Yeah.
I was looking at is that James?
Yeah, James. Yeah, what's more important, first aid verbs or a fresh fade? It's a good question.
Team spandex.
Team spandex.
Let's go to that real estate question. Answer that really quick.
It's funny, Ray, because and Tony and I do talk about this a lot. I don't have many vendors that don't listen to me.
Yep.
And I think the business that I do miss, I miss it, and Tony and I talk about this all the time. I think you miss it for a reason.
Yep.
And I think you attract who you want to work with. There's occasionally, marriage bust up or whatever that you do need to pull into line. But my old man said there is a saying, reality takes time, and everyone knows in real estate, the majority of the time, the reason why property is not selling is price. So it's just a matter of just conditioning and talking them through it and giving them consistent feedback. And at the end of the day, they'll listen to you. It's just a bit of a reality takes time scenario.
So let's just stay on that price point and vendors' expectations. At the moment, the market's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Properties are selling, right?
Oh, it's our average selling market since October for our office is 8 days.
Oh, wow. Now, you would have seen a few cycles, ups, downs, sideways, right? We're not in this cycle I'm about to talk about now, but what do you do from a vendor expectation when the market finally does turn, because it will turn, and they're still thinking my house is worth X, but now it's worth Y?
Stories.
Give me an example.
Well, I think giving vendors stories of cases that have been, with a market that's changing. Our gut feeling at the moment is we've seen not a shift, but not the heart, but more the momentum. I feel is slowing down a little bit in this last week or so.
Yep.
So we Chris Hanley actually, my coffee buddy,
Coffee man.
He said, look, a good market never lasts 12 months. Now, the good market started in October.
Yep.
So I agree with that.
Yep.
And I think it is changing. But it's giving vendors stories of why the market's shifting. What's the economy done? Have interest rates changed? They're things that are probably going to happen, even though, they're saying they're going to stay on hold for the next 12 to 2 years.
So let's start with that. What do you actually see changing at the moment, or that could potentially cause the slowdown? Is it more stock available? Is it buyers now saying, hey, we're not so much fear of missing out.
I think it's supply. Yeah, the more that comes on the market, I think everyone now is trying to jump on board this hot market. And if you try and jump onto it in the next, I suppose, month or so, or 2 months, I think you'll probably miss the boat.
Do you know when you say cooling down too, do you mean the prices are going to cool down, or the demand from buyers will slowly slow, so you're not going to be selling as many houses?
I think just the urgency from buyers is changing.
Yep.
And I think people are actually realising why would we pay that kind of coin for a house in the Basin or Montrose or Kilsyth, for instance, when it's.
I understand why they wouldn't Montrose.
Yeah, Montrose is a little 3765 protected postcode. Yeah.
And it's a 97282. I still remember my home telephone number from 25 years ago.
So yeah, it's just it'll be interesting in the next few months, I think. Yeah.
And good. It's good to see because we do need. If things are out of control, that is potentially when we can see interest rates rise. Even though I don't think they're going to. More banks.
You know firsthand.
I think we're going to see negative rates, right?
Yeah.
I've been saying that for the last 6 years. Got on video. I need to find it. My predicted rates coming down this low. Really need to find it because so many people laughed at me. I think we're going to go down that path purely because it's not just a local economy. We're in a global economy. If rates go up, governments are affected, businesses are affected, everybody's affected.
Well, I think what was their prediction of 4.5% increase in the economy in the next 12 months, and then that's just huge for any country.
Yeah. But it's caused by artificial stimulus.
Yeah. So I think, I personally think things will plateau out. I don't think they're going to keep climbing like they were. I mean, our market's improved by 15 to 17%.
Wow.
Yeah, in 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is huge.
Wow. So my parents sold their home. I grew up in Montrose. Love Montrose. Amazing memories in Montrose. If any of you here are from Montrose, know Montrose, I've worked in every single shop, maybe 2 on the entire Montrose strip. Loved it. From working with, I think his name's Yao in the bakery.
Yeah.
Next to the news agencies.
Yeah.
Cooking their donuts at 4 o'clock in the morning before school.
Yeah.
The best memories.
Yeah.
The first time I ever drank too much, I went to tin up there at 4 o'clock the next day. So whoever had donuts that day, I feel sorry for them. But a lot of amazing memories in Montrose. Touch on another family question for you, right?
Yeah.
Do your kids ever come in? Do they watch your work? Is that something you think about? Is that you obviously saw your father work really, really hard? Is it just a byproduct of you working hard? Or you actually consciously position your kids to see what you do?
I didn't necessarily see my old man work hard because real estate's changed so much.
Yep.
It's because of technology.
Yep.
Our kids have experienced COVID. They've seen us work from home on Zoom calls, etc., etc.
What's the Mentos?
Sorry?
What's the Mentos? Tim, ask your question away, buddy. Your wife's confusing.
Yeah.
We're confused, Brianna. I hope you're asking me that question, not Ryan, Tim. Are you going to answer that one?
How am I handsome?
Yeah.
How great.
Is that from your mother's side or your father's side?
That is from. Sorry, what's the question?
How are you so handsome?
How I don't know. Probably correct. I don't know.
Hey, Timmy Longmore. Oh, they love the lollies at work. So your kids love the lollies at work.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they do love the lollies at work. We used to have so Mentos. Now I get what Brianna's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had Mentos before COVID.
Yep.
We'd fill a jar of Mentos for our open for inspections. And the boys would always come in, want to drive past Dad's office, get some Mentos.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
My kids are the same.
Yeah.
My kids probably come to the office 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I love it, but I'm really strategic about it. I want them seeing Daddy work.
Yeah.
Right? But they go around to everyone who works here. Do you have mints?
Yeah.
Do you have chewing gum?
Yeah.
Do you have mints? Do you have chewing gum?
And let me tell you, Hugo, my oldest, is a negotiator.
Yeah.
I don't know where he gets it from, but he's a negotiator.
No, it is good though. Do you love it when they come in?
Absolutely.
Can get distracting, right?
Yeah, but they only pop in briefly, and it is great. It is good to see them running around, and yeah, it's definitely a joy for sure.
When my oldest Mason comes in, we've got a few big whiteboards here. He always writes something motivational for the team.
Yeah.
The other day he wrote on there, everyone should have a goal at the loan room team for doing that. Well, let's write some doodles.
Good motivator.
He takes after his daddy.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I just want to see, there's a couple other questions here. Yeah, my wife's here, Jessica. Exactly the same thing. Guys, keep these questions going. This is good. In this market, good question. Exquisite painters.
Yeah, that's Mitchos.
Was that Mitch?
Mitchos?
Mitchos, mate, welcome. Ryan, answer this question. This is a good question here from Mitchos. In this market, is it better to do a reno or to develop because paint? Mate, I thought it was a serious question.
He's got 28 painters at work, bro. He can't play cry pool.
Here's a good one. How many hours a day do you work on average?
I'm always working.
Yeah?
Yeah, always working.
Okay. You at home? You're working?
Always working.
Working on business or working on...
I try and shut off occasionally, you know, after 7 or 8 o'clock, but you're always monitoring emails.
Yeah.
I say this to my staff all the time. We're in a microwave society.
Yes.
So what I mean by that is everyone wants something instantly. They just want it done straight away.
Yeah.
So I think responding to people, I think they appreciate it, and it is kind of an expectation now in real estate to be very proactive when you get back to people. It's how we get a lot of business.
Yeah.
Too.
This went beyond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. What philosophy do you have for life? Oh, we've skipped the question here. You missed a good question. Do you want to shoot that question out again?
What is your motivation in serving your customers in such a way that you focus beyond in getting the sale? What drives you?
Okay. You want to repeat that question? We have Emma in the background. Emma Marsden, every single Wednesday. She like catches everything we miss. You're the best. So I'll paraphrase that question. What is your motivation? Emma, read it up.
What is your motivation in serving your customers?
Okay, good. The question was, what is your motivation in serving your customers? So I'm going to maybe paraphrase that question and break it out a bit deeper, right?
Yep.
In real estate, I work with all the real estate agents. It's all about money. It's all about show. That doesn't last.
Correct.
Right? If that's your pure drive, you're not going to last very long in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
True? So what is your motivation? Because you would see so many clients, you're selling a house. What is it that keeps you going? And whoever asked this question, I hope I'm paraphrasing it correctly, but what is your motivation to keep going no matter whether you're selling a $500,000 home or a $2 million home, to continue your focus to be on that vendor to serve them the way they need to be served?
I think maximising and getting as much as you possibly can out of the market is always our motivator.
Yep.
Tony and I, the way we run our business is we don't want to just whack properties on the market.
Yep.
We want to make sure it's prepared right. We want to make sure that we're actually negotiating at the right time.
Yep.
So bringing it to a head rather than just drip feeding vendors with offers, but making sure that we know it's the right time to present offers and it's the right time to negotiate that sale. Because that then creates the outcome.
Yep.
I mean, the motivator, you want to make sure that your clients get a really, really good outcome and they're happy with your service.
Awesome. We have some other great questions here. What is your greatest fear? I'm going to get to that one in a minute, right?
Yeah.
This other question, this is a good real estate question. What are your thoughts, and thank you, Justin, what are your thoughts on property staging and how important is it on the end result?
It's funny because Justin works for Mecca Property Styling, which is
fantastic business.
Very, very good business. I mean, they would stage probably 80% of our properties.
Yep.
It's hard, Justin. It's hard to quantify how much staging adds in terms of value. But if I was to quantify it, I think if you were to spend, say, $4,000 on staging, I think it would add 5 times your return.
Okay, wow.
Minimum.
So if you're thinking of selling, Mecca Property, is that right?
Mecca Property Styling, yeah.
Tanya Scafidi, she's the best.
Yeah.
Okay. The other question. This is a little bit deeper. All right. I want to be brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
What is your greatest fear? That was a good question, by the way, whoever asked that one. Simple but good.
What is my greatest fear? Dying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting. I wasn't really going to say that. What makes you fearful about dying?
No, I suppose not dying. Maybe I really enjoy what I do. I enjoy my family, so maybe leaving them probably be my biggest fear.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's a good question, though.
It is a good question.
It's a really good question. I want you to think about it as you talk and see if there's another answer.
Okay. You weren't happy with that one?
No, I'm not happy. Hey guys, this is some great questions. You're going to send me broke because we said we're going to give you all a gift card.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Emma's going to pay for it today. No, I'm kidding. What has been? Oh, fantastic question. Who's this? Do you know,
What is it?
do you know who this person is? Jen.
Oh, that's Janet. Yeah, so that's Len. What is your
Len.
most satisfying moment in business? Is that a question?
Yeah.
What has been your most satisfying moment in business?
Really good question.
That is a great question. I think finishing our full year of trading.
In your first 12 months.
Yeah, first
Yeah,
12
nice.
months. Getting over that, getting over that little hurdle, I think.
Yep.
To say, yeah, we can actually do this.
Yep.
I think that's probably the most satisfying moment in my business.
Yep. Because, mate, just another frother asked, who's your biggest role model? I was thinking about this one. You're thinking about this more
Probably
than
my
you-
dad. Probably my
I
dad.
like that.
Yeah.
You
I've
think
always-
about that one more than your greatest fear, though.
Yeah. And then I come back to that one. Yeah.
Okay, why? Oh, I reckon I'm going to answer this for you, but tell me why.
My biggest fear.
No, your greatest role model is your dad. Zach Bell is your greatest motivator.
I think watching him, I suppose, the way he worked when he was, when we were kids, he's always provided us a great lifestyle. He's always worked very, very hard, but he's always had time for us.
Yep.
There's not many families, and I'm happy to say this openly, that are as close as our family are.
That's good.
We catch up. We used to catch up weekly until the kids, like we've got 11, my parents got 11 grandchildren. And it gets a little bit too hard now with, getting home too late, etc. with school. But I think the way our family is so tight in terms of all our brothers, we all get along really well. I'd speak to all my brothers, 3 of them every day and 1 of them weekly. So
Who's the one that I talk to weekly?
Adam, because he never answers his phone.
Oh, Adam. Come on, mate. Lift the game, Adam.
Yeah, everyone in my family knows that if you want to speak, the only way you can speak to Adam was when Adam wants to speak to you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he must be a busy man.
No. He thinks he's busy. Yeah.
Oh, this is good. Who asked that question? Someone asked a question, and I know we've got another great question down here. But we're going to get to this one first. If you weren't doing real estate, what would you be doing?
I'll be a copper.
Yeah?
Police force.
I see. I've just angled that so many wrong ways, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
A copper?
Yep.
I've
always wanted to be a cop when I was young, and got into a trade, and now I'm in real estate.
You have a uniform in home force then?
Yeah.
Not allowed once or twice a week?
No. Yeah. I'll be a cop, I reckon.
Wow.
Yeah.
You would
Probably
chase,
highway patrol and just
Okay,
go
you would
to
chase-
creek.
you would chase me if you thought I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yes, the police force. Bree Jarvis. Okay, we've got another question here. What is define success for you, basically? That's the question.
Define success. It's a hard one. Success. I mean, success to me is not about money.
Yeah.
Success to me is about changing people in our industry, changing people's lives.
Yep.
And I think being there and helping support your family.
Who's this guy? He's asked so many questions. This is good.
He's a good guy, Liam.
Liam.
Yeah.
Is that the Liam I know? I'm getting to know?
Yeah, Liam.
Hey, buddy. I haven't met you probably, but now you're meeting me. It's nice. Keep the questions coming. We're going to talk to you and I. What do you think the top 3 skills need to be successful?
Motivation.
Yep.
Communication. And energy.
It's good.
Energy, as Chris Howell says, energy is a decision.
100%. I tell my team, I told them the other day, you have 0 sleep all night. For whatever reason, you come to work the next day, you do not need to be tired. You may need to sleep. Your choice to be energetic that day. So I keep telling everyone, we're getting a sign in this office that says get enthusiastic in 10 seconds to get out.
Yeah.
Energy is a 100% decision.
And especially in real estate, when you're getting home late, if I get home 10:30, I will still ride the next day regardless.
Yep.
And I'm up at 4:30 on the bike and just doing it because that's just the.
Let me ask you this question then, right? Because unfortunately, I see a lot of men do this. Their energy is all into their bike, is all into their business. They get home, sorry, baby, I need to sit in the couch, you can't play with the kids because you're exhausted. You got to have that energy that I have this philosophy. When I walk in the door of my home, I'm a husband and a father. I had to keep that same energy that I had in the office. No matter how tired I am, when I walk in that door, the kids haven't seen me all day.
Yeah.
I'd be on the floor playing.
Yeah.
Do you keep that going too?
I do. Absolutely.
It's so vital.
Yeah.
So much of this talk we're doing here tonight, guys, is obviously about success. It's about business. It's how, Ryan, obviously, you build a phenomenal business, right? But it also is so important. We don't want to be one-dimensional, two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be, we get home, hey, we're just as motivated to be with our wife and family and our kids, to play with them, as it is to do that deal, to meet that vendor, to get that lycra going that you guys like to wear. Right? But let's talk about this bike riding, because you recently did a really big bike ride.
Yep.
And am I right in saying you and a small group of people raised, was it $1.2 million?
Yeah, so there was 57 riders for the total event. It's called Chain Reaction.
I saw Tom the other day there was only 12, and so how did you raise $1.2 million for 12 people?
So Chain Reaction, we just did a couple of weeks ago with some cycling mates that I ride with. But Chain Reaction happens every year, so 57 riders did it. And we all, in combined, we raised over 1.2 million, which is the highest ever for a Victorian team.
Wow. What was it for?
Very special kids and for the Starlight Foundation.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what was the ride? How far did you ride? Where did you go?
Yeah, so we rode basically kind of around Victoria. So we started in Melbourne, rode to Geelong, went from Geelong to Lorne, then Lorne to Bendigo to Ballarat to Ngambie, Ngambie to Marysville to Melbourne.
Wow.
So we did 1,067 Ks in 7 days.
Yeah.
So it was on average about 180 Ks a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is it about bike riding?
Well, bike riding is my outlet. It's for my mental health. There's a great group of guys I ride with. And it's just, you can switch off. The good thing about riding as well is you can't answer your phone.
Yep.
It's in your back pocket.
That's good.
So that's one thing I do like about it, is that no one can contact you.
Yep.
And you are just with your mates, riding next to them and enjoying the elements of life. And as the frother says, outside is free.
So true. So true. Mate, this question, you need to be the interviewer. Like, this is great. I'm gonna get rid of all my questions.
I'll answer that question,
Go for it,
and Brianna will back me up. My greatest weakness is not saying no.
Well, okay, it's good.
I'm a yes man. I like helping people, and it's probably one thing that drives my wife insane, is that I like to help people out.
It's good. It's good and bad.
Yeah.
That'll hinder your growth.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. That's probably my biggest weakness.
Okay. What's his? Right.
That's Matty. He's our president of our writing group. He's a
Okay.
good fella. Very good fella.
That's good. Okay, so how long have you been cycling for then?
So I stopped playing football in 2012, and I started about 2 years before that. So
Yep.
yeah, 2010.
So you swapped the short shorts for the shaved legs and the lycra.
I still shave my legs with football because every time I got rubs, I used to get ingrown hairs on my calves. So yeah, I shaved my legs playing football, but I actually did my knee in 2011.
Yeah.
So full knee reconstruction. But the best.
By playing football?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was actually Doncaster.
Okay.
Yeah. So did my knee, and the biggest thing that got me back playing football so quickly was my cycling.
Yeah.
Because sitting on the bike, building strength around your knee,
Yeah.
And your hamstrings is a really, really good recovery.
So when you're cycling, you're not listening to music, it's just you and the open road.
Yeah, I can't stand people who listen to AirPods and stuff while cycling. It's too dangerous.
It's fair enough too.
Yeah,
You
need
cars
to
coming up to you.
be. The reason why there's a lot of accidents on the road is because cyclists don't have awareness.
Yep.
It's not always the driver's fault. You've got to have awareness.
Yeah, I mean, often you're driving up, I've had a good client of mine who rides motorcycles, you can't stand cyclists.
Yeah.
Because he says, mate, they go around the corners and they have the whole lane and cross over.
And I agree with that. I mean, we live in the Down Ranges, so the 1 in 20 is a very famous climb, and it does annoy me when cyclists sit 2, 3, 4 abreast because it's only a one way. It's only two lanes going up and coming down, and it is selfish, and that does cause accidents. So I agree with that. I think some cyclists can be smarter, and you just got to know your limits in, I suppose, which road you're on.
Mate, Paul Schweiler, do you know Paul? Paul Schweiler's joined us. How are you, Paul? Mate, I was actually talking to James Anderson today, came in to say g'day, and we're going to organise a catch-up for you, me and him. He might have bring you in right against another game of basketball. He's very keen. Top real estate agent. Over Dorian Way.
Oh yeah,
Absolute legend.
yeah, beautiful.
No, this is good. Liam, you're just pumping out these questions, and this is a good one too, because this is probably stops me from getting the bike, right?
Yep.
I'm scared of getting hit by a car.
Yep.
Have you had close calls of being grazed, being hit, or having a bad accident?
I've had one accident, and I was descending down King Lake. I was sitting on someone's wheel pretty close.
Yep.
He braked a bit hard, and then I just laid it down. But I actually skidded off the edge of the road, and lucky there was no oncoming car.
Yeah, wow.
I would have gone.
Wow.
But I actually skidded down the embankment about 20 or 30 metres.
Yeah.
And thankfully got up and rode to the bottom of the descent. So it was all good. Lucky.
All right. Here's a question for you, right? Bree, who works here with us, we did this thing in the office.
Yeah.
And everyone had to give her a song that is like their secret song that they may play that no one ever think they listen to. Now, you told me on the weekend you love your music. What is a song that you would listen to that's maybe a song you want to keep to yourself because it might be embarrassing that you listen to it? Or it's a song no one would ever think that you ever would listen to?
I think people that know me well know that I've got a very, very random mix of music that I like. So the question is, what's a song that is embarrassing that I listen to? Or?
Yeah, let's do that one. That's good.
Yeah. I don't mind a bit of Taylor Swift.
I'll really sweet to that.
Well, me and Brianna actually, one of our wedding bands was to Taylor Swift, and we're actually listening.
What song?
Now you're gonna now I'm trouble. What's it called?
Tay, she says.
Yeah, there you go. And Tony's laughing as well. She knows how bad I am. You should see some of the playlists I've got in my car that we listen to in Spotify.
Give me a Taylor Swift on that.
Love song.
I don't know any Taylor Swift.
Love song.
Yeah.
Love story. Sorry, it's love story. what's funny.
Oh, what's another one? This is random.
Random.
That if you actually envisioned you listening to that song, you'd probably laugh.
I like Cat Stevens.
Yeah. I could see that though.
Love Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens, okay.
Yeah, Cat
It's not a
Stevens.
bit of like, you've gone a bit of Tay-Tay, a bit of Spice Girls.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I'm kind of a bit stumped. I'm just trying to look through my Spotify list. It's just random things.
Here's the thing. You go into an auction. I used to play basketball, I used to listen to certain songs, right? You go into an auction. What's your jam?
We don't do auctions.
That's a bad example.
Celine Dion, that's true. Yeah, love Celine.
Celine's good though.
Yeah, I love Celine.
Celine's good.
Actually, the Cause.
No, of course.
You don't know the Cause?
No.
They're Irish.
I don't know, of course.
Shania Twain, actually.
Hold
Shania Twain.
on. We need to end this, guys. This is bad.
No, I've got some beauties. I'm just getting started. Timmy Trumpet, correct? Yeah, I like Timmy Trumpet.
Your musical taste is quite feminine.
It's all over the place. But Timmy Trumpet, that's not feminine.
I don't know who that is.
That's like house music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's this?
That's a good question.
Very good question. I'll read this out and you answer this, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for that question. I don't know how to pronounce your handle, so I apologise, but thank you. If someone was Shabu. If someone was going to become a real estate agent, what advice would you give them before they started?
Well, if they were starting, I would say be yourself. Don't try and be someone else.
Yep.
It's the best advice I was given. And being yourself and creating your own brand and creating your own personality for that role is the most important thing. Don't be scripts and dialogues, and don't be trying to be someone else that you're not going to be, because you get found out very quickly.
So how about choosing the location you want to work? Because obviously real estate is a very much location-based business.
Correct.
Is it important to go to work for an office in an area where you actually want to see and build a career?
No, I think working in real estate and using your network to your strength. So wherever you've grown up, or if you've got friendship groups, or if you're involved in football clubs or whatever, I think being in those areas is the most important.
Yep. Okay, good. Now I'll go back to this music thing for a second, right?
Because everyone's laughing about it.
Correct. So you don't do auctions.
No.
You actually be a good auctioneer. All right, you should do some auctions.
Yeah. If our market was for auctions, I'd love doing it. Yeah.
I went to a good night auction last night. It was really good.
Who was the auctioneer?
Mike Muncy.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Muncy's a good man.
Yeah.
So you drive out to a potential new listing appointment, right?
Yeah.
It's an amazing house.
Yep.
First time meeting the potential vendor.
Mm-hmm.
What are you planning in the car?
The thing is, and Tony would back me up.
Timmy Ben Hillary Qualcomm.
Timmy, the thing is, I just listen to, I don't have a consistent song I listen to. It's always just a different genre, it's always a different type of music, different style.
So you're not like you got a $5 million listing, you're thinking of Eminem, 8 Mile to Lose Yourself.
I don't have one song that's going to go out.
So maybe just
I tell you who I do like, and I do sing a lot, is John Williamson. You would never know who that is.
I'm not. I listen to rap music.
Yeah. So that's weird. John Williamson is a country singer. Very famous. Do you know Hey True Blue?
This is a good question. Do you know this person, Kerry?
Yeah, that's my auntie. Yep.
Auntie Kerry, how you doing? Why would somebody choose Ryan Bell to sell your house? Or, Kerry, are you actually going to be selling your house?
If she does, she's in Montrose. She's got a beautiful property in Montrose. And if she did so, yes, she would be using me.
Well, you can come to me. I'll become the vendor advocacy for a little while, just so we can get a little in the middle.
Why she's trying to sell the house. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
It's good. Fantastic.
That's it.
That's good. Very
And
good
I
answer.
say that to everyone I do. I wear
That's
my
a very
heart on
good
my
answer.
sleeve. And I don't think there's many real estate agents that have their last name that follows them. There's not many third generation businesses anymore.
You know that you're correct.
They say the third generation.
The deals and transactions that I've had the pleasure of working with you on, it is similar. All I'm probably the same. Like, you truly care.
Mm.
Every client we see, whether it's a first home buyer, whether it's somebody buying a 20th investment property or developing, it's about truly caring.
Mm.
It's about getting rid of everything and saying, hey, this might be their first time selling a house. This might be their first time financing a house. If we're to be able to step into their shoes, understand what they're potentially going through, and so you can actually relate and genuinely care, not just about, like, let's just slap a board in the property and get it sold. And you do definitely do that. It's great.
There's the property I listed yesterday. I've been chasing for 5 years.
Yep.
Now there's probably no better satisfaction in real estate than listing a property that you've been chasing for that long.
Yep.
It's very satisfying. You build a relationship and it becomes an uncontested business because they trust you.
Yeah.
It's a trust industry. And it's funny, I met the wife for the first time. I've been speaking to this guy for 5 years and finally met the wife last night. We listed the property and she actually said, I think my husband's got a bit of a bromance with you. So it's funny, yeah.
So when we talk about bromance, is this another question? Like, people seem to think you're a handsome man. The question actually was earlier, does being such a handsome real estate agent mean you actually get to charge high fees?
Sometimes. No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, that's good. This is good. Hey guys, these questions are fantastic. You love it.
Enzo's joined us.
Oh, the one and only, Mr. Hot Pasta. Anyone who does not know Enzo Maciano, jump on and follow Hot Pasta. He is one of the most amazing men. I'm sure you can vouch for that too.
Oh, he's an absolute
Ever met.
gentleman. Absolute gentleman.
Ryan is a legend. You think he's a legend?
He's doing a video for us next week, Tuesday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You guys, hey, if you need videos, mate, jump onto him.
Yeah.
The best in the business. Your brother likes him too. Hey, we're going to be wrapping this up soon, guys, because it's a Wednesday night. I have a couple more questions. The questions you guys have been sending through have been absolutely fantastic. Emma's going to be reaching out to you all because I did promise you all a $50 gift card coming out courtesy of the loan room. That's going to be coming to you over the next couple of weeks, but we'll reach out to you in the next day or two. Oh, okay. We're going to get to this question here. We just had a great question. PK Buckle.
It's Pat.
Pat, what do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? Really good question, Pat.
That is a very good question.
Yeah.
What do I wish I spent more time doing 5 years ago? Probably writing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've intrigued me with some of these answers tonight. I'll lie to you.
Yeah.
You love to write.
Yeah, I wish I raced earlier on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think you sort of missed the boat? You could have been a pro writer.
Not at all. No.
Okay.
Far from it.
Okay.
But I'm competitive.
You could have been a model.
That's why I enjoy playing football. I love that
Yep.
competitive edge. Same with cycling. I like to stay fit.
Yep.
Like that routine. But yeah, probably writing. Yeah.
So
Actually, probably you're right, Brianna. Traveling.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think traveling. I'm looking forward to traveling when our boys are a bit older.
Yep.
I think traveling now with the boys, they're too young. I think it's good to do stuff in Australia, but going overseas, I want them to remember it.
Yep.
I know our parents, we didn't really go overseas when we were kids, and I can guarantee we wouldn't have remembered it.
Yep. Yeah. Having two boys, best memories can be difficult. What has changed in you, maybe the way you do things, maybe the way you look at life since having kids and becoming a father?
I think since having kids, it's changed the way I am as a real estate agent.
Yep.
Because I feel like I know I can relate and
Of course it is.
talk to people more. Yeah, so I feel like I can relate better to people now that I've had kids. Because I get it.
Outside of business, how's it changed you? Because I understand that relation. It happens with me, what I do. But just as a man in general, having two children, how's it changed you?
That's made me a better person.
Yep. How?
I think knowing that you've got someone there that loves you unconditionally all the time, there's no better feeling, especially, coming home from work, they just absolutely adore you. And there's just no better feeling.
Yeah. This is a good follow-up question to that. You've just been asked, what do you actually hope for your boys and for their future?
I hope they're kind, I hope they're respectful, and I know they'll be successful.
Do you have hopes for them to continue on the Bell name in real estate?
No, I think I never wish upon either of them that they get into real estate. I think if they want to get into it, it's the same as Trevor. Trevor never pushed me into. Trevor is my dad. Never pushed me into being in real estate. I think it's like you look at a professional athlete.
Yeah.
The kids always follow suit, and it's not by. I think it's just because of the environment you're brought up in, and I think as we were brought up in an environment, they might not. They may come into real estate. If they don't, that's cool. No problem.
That's good.
Yep.
You know what, guys? I'm going to finish off with one question. Ryan, first I just want to say thank you. It's been great having you on here, guys. Thank you so much for the participation. It's been fantastic too. Last question. I always, and then I look at the question. I always end every Wednesday night with this question, and it is, what is one word, when you transition in life, what is one word you would like your legacy to be left behind with? One word. So when people remember Ryan, what is that one word that's your legacy?
Motivated.
It's good. Motivated.
Did that surprise you?
Not really.
Okay, good.
But there has been a lot of questions and answers, which I like. That's good. It's good to get to know you better.
Yeah.
So, Ryan's one word in your legacy is motivated. That's good. I think you probably do motivate a lot of people too. Just by looking at the questions, and I think a lot of respect you get from so many of this, you're obviously already living that legacy now. So that's good.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much. Every Wednesday, if you like these types of things that we do, follow the Martin Bennett's, follow at the Loan Room. We love doing this. If you have a guest request that you'd like me to have jump on here and interview, then maybe send that through in a message as well. For all you people who ask questions, thank you so much. We love the engagement. We love the back and forth. And we'll be in touch with you, and we'll be sending you out that gift card from the Loan Room. But mate, Ryan, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, mate.
It's been fantastic. I love it.
Absolute pleasure.
Guys, thank you for watching. Till next time.